What is going on? My name is Panoctopus and I am 191 level in Roblox Parkour. That really doesn't mean anything, but maybe what I'm about to say will. I'm going to teach you everything that I know about the wall climb boost move and the mechanics about how it's performed. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is look down at your keyboard at the far right hand side, and you should see a small box of numbers comprised of 0 through 9 and a couple mathematical symbols, as well as a key titled numlock. You can ignore pretty much all of that except for the plus sign key, because that's what we're interested in. Look at that button. Press it. Look what happened. Debug mode is now on. What does debug mode do? Debug mode in Roblox Parkour does one thing specifically. Debug mode makes a mysterious red floating number pop up when you successfully perform a wall climb boost. We'll touch on that a little bit later. For now, we just need to know that we have 100% certainty whether we did a wall climb boost or not. There's a lot of things that you can do when you're up on a wall spamming buttons around as fast as you can that make you think you do a wall climb boost, but you're not actually. So we are in the business of, doing what we want to do, not some random stuff that we don't have any control over. So we're going to try and keep ourselves doing exactly what we want to do. There are 3 things that you're going to do in a wall climb boost. The first thing is a regular old wall climb, which you can execute by running up to a wall and hitting the good old-fashioned space bar. Look at that. The second thing you're going to do is kind of look up and to the side. More specifically, you want that little dot, that little reticle or crosshair in the middle of your screen off of whatever wall that you are trying to climb. It does not matter if you are looking up, if you are looking down, if you're looking this far, this far, this far, if you go left, if you go right, it doesn't matter. Some people think that you need to spin 180 degrees exactly. Some people think it's 360 degrees exactly. Some people say just spin around and spam space, and every single one of those people are wrong. All you need to do is get your cursor, your reticle, your crosshair, that little white dot in the middle of your screen, off of whatever wall that you're trying to boost from. The third and last thing that you need to do in order to do a wall climb boost successfully is hit spacebar once again to seal the deal. Boost away, soaring into the sky. One more thing that I would like to mention, which I haven't seen any other tutorial ever mention, ever, which I think is actually kind of vitally important to a wall climb boost, is during the wall climb aspect, that part of the wall climb boost, kind of like where it gets its name from, this time frame where you're moving up on the wall like that, you have to do all of those moves in that time frame. So after you hit that first space press, you need to move your camera, you get that reticle, you get that crosshair, you get that little white dot off the wall, and you hit space again before you stop moving up. Alright? So you might notice that it gets a little easier to wall climb boost when you have a higher glove. And if you want to wait till you have a higher glove, that's fine. But I will tell you that it is absolutely 100% possible to learn how to do this at any level with any sort of gloves, gear, whatever. I have nothing on right now, no gear whatsoever, and I can do a wall climb boost just fine. Now we're going to put everything together. My personal technique that I use for a wall climb boost is to look straight at the wall and then kind of look up and to the right. I always go to the right. Why? Because I formed a habit of doing it and I never broke it. Same thing with looking up on a diagonal like that. It doesn't really matter. I covered everything that pretty much matters. The only thing I will say about doing what I'm doing here is that from like an angles point of view, like it's a longer distance to go diagonally than it is if you're already looking up to turn, right? That's just basic geometry. It's a diagonal line is longer. Anyways, but I don't find a difference. It doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't impede me at all. So this is what a wall climb boost looks like. Ta-da! I got a little number that said 91. I normally get a number that's a little bit lower than that. You're probably going to get a number that's quite a bit higher than that. What does that number mean? That number is the amount of milliseconds that have passed between the 2 space presses. So after you hit that first space, You hit it the first time and you turn up and you hit the space again. All that time that passed where you're turning and getting ready to hit space again, that's time that is now displayed as a red number in front of you. And it is displayed in milliseconds. And it's worth mentioning that it's displayed in milliseconds because a wall climb boost is something that you have to do pretty fast. Alright? This game is all about speed. It's parkour after all. It's all about being fast. And we have to be fast as well. We've got to be fast with our fingers. You can do 2 wall climb boosts in a row. Some people have a little bit of difficulty with this, myself included. The trick is to remember all of the previous stuff that I said about wall climb boosts. Everything that is required to do the first wall climb boost is required to do the second wall climb boost. That means that after you've launched into the sky and you're soaring through the air, but you're not quite going high enough, you need to bring your cursor back onto the wall. You need to hit spacebar again to initiate the wall climb, and then within that time frame you need to look off the wall again and hit spacebar to initiate the second wall climb boost. And that looks a little something like this. Ta-da! Only last thing that I'll mention is that it is not possible in this game to do a wall climb boost while you are falling. You have to be either perfectly stationary or traveling with upwards momentum. The only way to circumvent that is by buying the Power Grip Gauntlet Game Pass, which I would not recommend doing unless you are, already wall boosting like a pro. With all of that being said, this should conclude my tutorial about wall boosting. I'll just say a few more things. It doesn't matter what key you hold down in terms of WASD keys. You can hold any of them down, you can hold none of them down. If you're climbing a tall tower, such as that one, you might find it beneficial to let go of WASD keys to be able to not move so much. Personally, I generally just hold W because I like to move around during the wall climb boost. Like if I want some horizontal distance, I can go like that and sort of get around like that. But it doesn't really matter. Do whatever feels comfortable and do whatever that you can do the best. One more thing involving, towers kind of like that is that truss blocks, those little climbable blocks in Roblox, you can wall boost on those as well. And sometimes they make you wall boost a lot further than you might have otherwise. So be aware of that. And they also reset your wall boost too, so it's good to know.